I'm Courtney, and welcome to Mom Makes Stuff. Basically, this will be my collection of geeky projects that you can make with a kid, or without a kid, but people tend to look at you a little less strangely if you are wearing Pikachu ears and you're accompanied by a child. Actually, they don't. What was my point? My point is, we're going to make some really cool stuff on the show. And for this first episode, with Halloween just around the corner, we're going to make this super cute BB-8 costume. So this is actually going to be fairly easy to make. What we're going to do is take a yoga ball and we're going to cover it in paper mache. And that's all we're going to do for this first episode, because you might want a different spherical costume. You might want to be the moon or the Death Star or a sphere. So I'm going to walk you through how to make the paper mache BB-8 body. You will need the following: one yoga ball that is a good size for your costume subject, some flour, a lot of water, 1 hecton of newspapers. For our metric system viewers, that's 1 hecton. I recommend you listen to an appropriate audiobook while you work. Inflate your yoga ball. Probably don't do this while someone has a camera pointed at you, because there's no way to do this and not look awkward. To a pot, add 1 cup of water. Add 2 tablespoons of flour. Whisk it up. Heat on medium heat until it starts to bubble. Keep stirring. You don't want your mixture burning to the bottom of the pan. Once it's nice and goopy, that's a technical term, pour it into a dish to allow it to cool. While it's cooling, rip up your newspaper into different length strips. You don't want them too long. Kids love this part. Make lots of different sizes, and even keep the weird shaped ones, because you'll probably end up using them later. Dip the newspaper strips into the mixture. Slide the strips between 2 fingers to remove the excess glue. Now, cover that ball. Make sure as you're working that your strips are wet but not clumpy. Smooth it out as you cover it. Lay your strips in different directions. The structure of the ball will be much stronger if you cross it over at different angles. Make several batches of your flour and water mixture as you work. You don't want to make too much at once because it gets kind of jello-y as it cools, and it's harder to work with. Make sure you leave some space at the top for the head to go through. Likewise, leave a space at the bottom for the legs to go through. Fun fact, papier-mâché literally means chewed paper in French. Yeah, try not to think about that too much as you've got this gloopy stuff in your hands. But basically, you're making a giant spitball. It's also fun to think that this is kind of how paper wasps make their nests. They chew up wood pulp and then spit it out to make a ball, kind of like we're doing. Once you've got all of your layers on, let it dry for a day or 2. After a couple of days, your paper mache should be nice and hard. I think it's ready. So what you're going to do is take it off the pot. You can tell if it's ready enough for you by kind of pushing the yoga ball away from the paper mache and checking on the thickness. This is fine for us. This was 3 layers, but you might want it really strong. You might want to do 4 or 5. I wouldn't do any more than 5. If you're happy with it and it's nice and dry, then you can take the plug out of the bottom. I recommend using pliers or a butter knife, which is what I'm going to use. And like I said, your yoga ball might not survive. You can hear the paper mache peeling away from the yoga ball. It's so cool. Let your yoga ball get as flat as possible before you try to take it out of your paper mache shell. If you're impatient like me, you can urge it along. Okay. Take it out. Check it out! It is a perfectly spherical shell. How cool is that? Okay, so how did you do? Do you have like a really cool sphere that you made? Is your body like inside of this like ball? It's awesome, right? So like I said, you could stop here and you can make this sports ball, or you could make it a planet, or you could read the news. There's a crossword over here. If you followed along and you made this, I hope it went super well for you. Otherwise, good luck making your costume. I can't use my arms in this. I'm stuck. Someone's gonna have to turn off the camera. I can't turn off the camera. Someone's gonna have to. Next week, I'll show you the technique I use to get the BB-8 pattern on the ball. Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe so you can make more stuff with me.